All right, what's up, guys? So today we're doing a Sumatra blend because those are the only K cups I have right now. I ended up staying up really late last night. There there were all kinds of problems. So one, the internet went down, took the stream down, and I was going to stop streaming after that, but I mean, I was gonna stop and go to bed after that, but there was something going on in my Star Wars role playing game, basically extended combat deployment. So I stayed up all night to finish that, and while I was doing that, I was playing WoW Classic Hardcore off stream, and I managed to die twice. So one was my main character, which was 21, 22, about to ding 22 if it wasn't 22. And that one is definitely the more annoying one on the grand scale of things, but didn't annoy me so much at the time. I just felt stupid. I didn't know I was grinding a little too hard, didn't notice my Void Walker was low. And then by the time I did notice, I tried to run and I got away, but I had a poison proc on me and I didn't have my cooldowns. So I needed to switch to whatchamacallit. I needed to stop to try and get at least one kind of tick on a bandage or something, because I think the next tick of poison killed me. And when I did that, I was kind of struggling to use things. And I was standing still for a second, and one of them caught up to me and finished me off with an arrow. I think there was only one. Well, there might have been other things following me. I think I aggroed one or two other things while running away, but it wasn't stuff that was close enough to hit me. It was mostly social aggro that followed the. It was a Quillbore, a Quillbore Scout or whatever that was using like bows and that long ass minute long poison proc. It was that minute long poison proc that really fucked me up. And so I made a new character, same name, started again. I got it to like level 11 or 12, I think. And then I need to put sugar in this. I was getting ready to log out, and someone in the guild asked for a Wailing Caverns run. And Wailing Caverns is interesting because it's actually the only dungeon I've died in. I've only done 2 dungeons in hardcore, to be fair. But the thing about Wailing Caverns is there's just a lot of random bullshit in there. I still need to clean up these water bottles. Just had a really busy week. Next week will be better. I know that because, well, hopefully we don't have a hurricane. A tornado. That I can't predict, really. Although I could just look at the weather report. But the big thing is I'll have a washing machine, a working washing machine. So that'll save me a lot of time washing clothes and just be a huge stress reduction on me. I'll be able to start working on the rest of the basement, and I'm looking forward to that. But I got off topic because of the water bottle. But basically, my first character died in Wailing Caverns because there was an idiot shaman that was pulling too much and tanking when we had an actual tank, and shamans aren't really tanks. And during one pull, he pulled too much. I was healing as a priest. I caught healer aggro. I spent all my mana trying to keep myself alive. The tank died. I died. And I think almost everyone else got out. Maybe one other person died, but full group ran out. This time, I agreed to go in with a guildmate. Both times I died in Wailing Caverns, it was running it with the guildmate. Both times it was because a guildmate requested to go in. And both times an idiot shaman was the reason I died, except this time I was the idiot shaman. So what happened was, first of all, both times were bad vibes. I should have just left, but when there's a guildmate in the group, it makes me not want to leave, you know? So I need to. I've learned the lesson. I need to not. When it's bad vibes, I just need to leave. The second time, we didn't even have a full five. We had a mage, but then the mage got kicked for some reason. The guy that got it together was kind of impatient. That's the biggest thing. Um, I I think the mage was going to walk their way over there, and then he just kicked them before he really gave them the chance. He couldn't find another DPS, so we started to four-man it. And early on, the tank was like, "This is sketch. I should probably leave." And then the other shaman, there were two shamans. The other shaman was doing kind of the same thing, where he was running in and tanking and not waiting for the tank. He was booned in high level, so it wasn't as iffy as the other dungeon, even though there were four instead of five. And I originally came in as a DPS, but ended up healing because the other shaman was supposed to be the healer, but wasn't healing. He was getting down to like 50 health. So I started staying in the back and just healing everyone. And they were like sprinting through. The biggest problem I have, especially with Wailing Caverns, it doesn't matter in Ragefire Chasm, because in Ragefire Chasm, um, it's sections. It's big. The packs are pretty spread out. There's sectioned walls and stuff like that. So it's not that hard to not aggro stuff. But in Wailing Caverns, you're just in this cave where it's a big room and there's like three or four different packs in one room, and you have to walk the way people do it. You have to walk exactly along the wall, otherwise you aggro multiple packs. And I don't know, for me, especially on hardcore, it makes more sense to just clear the fucking room. That's why nobody dies. And that way nobody dies from pulling aggro. And we killed, I think, the second or third boss. We were nearly done. We got way farther than I did the first time. And I was trying to catch back up to the group because I was equipping the piece of gear I got from the boss. And when I was walking, I generally have my camera super zoomed out on hardcore so that I don't accidentally aggro things. But in Wailing Caverns, I don't know if it was my camera angle or whatever, but just in general, because you're in a cave, you can't have your camera zoomed out like that. And I didn't follow the exact path that they took. I took a more direct route and ended up aggroing stuff that was around a corner that I couldn't see. It pretty much instantly killed me and also killed the mage and maybe killed the tank too. The only guy that didn't die was the shaman that brought us all in there. Both times the super aggro shaman survived and maybe killed the tank. I don't know for a fact, but definitely killed the mage. And I felt really bad about that because this time it was my fault for walking into that shit. But at the same time, I can't take the entire blame because the whole dungeon was sketch and I should have just left. The tank said he should have just left. When someone's talking in group that you should just leave, it's the vibes are off. You know, that's a having died twice now in Wailing Caverns, I'm remembering back when the whole OnlyFans stuff was happening. I watched a clip of Tyler One saying if the vibes are off, I'm just leaving. And I think I need to do that from now on. But also, I'm going to chill on hardcore a little bit. I'm not done playing it. I still do want to keep leveling a character. I'm going to keep leveling my main character, the one that I recreated, but at the same time, I'm not going to do all on that because my main goal in WoW has always been to get to 60. And if I keep making it to 20 and restarting, it's going to take way longer than I expected it to, if I even achieve that goal. So the plan right now is to play WoW for about another month, and instead of focusing solely on hardcore, I'm going to play my main on the hardcore server, do like one dungeon, a couple quests, maybe get one level, then log off. I don't expect that I will get the hardcore character to 60 because if I'm only doing it one level per day and I'm only going to keep the sub up for another month, then I'm only going to make it halfway. Now, that being said, the early levels go fast and some of the late levels go fast if you can stack quests or do a group activity. So, is it possible? Yes, but it's not my focus anymore. My focus now is to get the original character, the first warlock I had that died, to 60. Because I didn't delete that character. When you die on Doomhow, you get a free character transfer and you can transfer it over to Dream Scythe, I think it's called. So the plan right now is to play that character, the original character, and get that to 60, where if I die, I just revive, fix my gear, or go back and find my corpse and keep going, you know? So I really want to get a 60 in WoW just because I never played it back in the day, but I have to look at the economics of it, and it's not super great for my stream because I'm not really a WoW streamer. I am an MMO streamer, but WoW is as popular as it is, it's a certain niche. What I really want to do is go back to Elder Scrolls Online and Warframe. I miss Warframe a lot. I set my settings up in Warframe today and I checked to make sure they were working and they seem to be good. So Warframe is on the menu, so is ESO, and I'm gonna start doing occasional sponsored streams. I have a Star Trek Fleet Command sponsored stream I got to do, I think this week. Maybe I have until next week. I got to double check that. I'm not doing it tonight. Maybe tomorrow or Friday. I don't know. My life is chaos right now, and I just need to get things figured out. But yeah, it's literally midnight by the time I post this. Today, I was planning on going live earlier today again, but things are just complicated right now. So, also the past couple nights, especially when the stream failed, I was like, well, I'll just go to sleep and try and force myself into some kind of regular habit. But I need to accept that that's never worked for me. What I really need to do is just go live the way I used to. Like, trust my heart, yeah, instead of trying to fit into society. So I'm going to make some food, watch some videos. I'm going to get the remade hardcore warlock to the level where she can do dungeons, but it's probably too late at this time of night to do dungeons. So we'll queue and see what happens. If we don't get in with like 20 minutes, then we'll switch to the main warlock and grind out him. I do really want to grind out Warframe though, because I still need to get my Necros Prime, and apparently he's cheap right now because he was recently unvaulted for a while. But anyways, yeah, that's we're shifting gears a little bit back to my old content, but I still want to accomplish my goal of getting a 60 in WoW. So we're going to slightly change that plan though, because there's too much RNG bullshit involved with getting a 60 in hardcore. I feel the only way I would ever make that a streaming goal would be if I somehow get big enough to end up in OnlyFans 3, but that's like winning the lottery, basically, the size I am right now. I don't think it's going to happen, even though I've got a year. Uh, I'll probably grow a lot over the next year, but I doubt it'll be enough to fit in with that squad. We'll see. Anyways, I gotta go get started on all this stuff. I'm gonna start uploading this. I'm gonna get ready to stream, and I guess I'll probably be streaming when you guys are waking up. So cheers.